Thanks very much, Billy. It's lovely to be here tonight, and welcome to you all. We'll get into the presentation. I'll just make sure the power button's going. There we go. So talking tonight about the 5 secrets for growing your investment wealth. And for some of you, these may not be groundbreakingly amazing things you hadn't thought of before, but some things here hopefully will be new and help you to be able to move forwards with your investment journey straight away. And it says, where do you see the market heading in Palmerston North in the next 6 to 12 months? And will we follow the slowdown, or is there sufficient growth in the Manawatu to continue to grow steadily? So that was the question that was put to us, and I thought, well, that's a great question. And to answer that, what I did was I immediately typed in some notes, and they look pretty rough. You might not be able to read them, but we are sending these out. But this is what I learned from the other day. Interestingly, the average house price, and this is from the mayoral address that was on Monday, the state of the city, so this is where a lot of this information comes from. The average house price has, to the end of December, had gone up in 1 year by 13.4%. So if you can put that into the context of your personal homes or rental properties. Was anyone pleased with the new rating values that came out last year? Yeah, it just shows there's that growth happening. My opinion is that the market will continue to be strong for some time yet, and I actually predict that in the next 12 months the annual growth in the house prices will still be around 8 to 11%. That means that if you are looking to buy a rental property, at the moment it is competitive. It is competitive to buy, it's difficult. You might have to try again. But you can rest assured that if you are slightly uncomfortable with the amount that you pay, there's still the opportunity for growth that I see, and I speak to. It's a very well educated guess. Why is this? There's strong immigration into the area, and most of that is because Palmerston North is New Zealand's most affordable city. A lot of the immigration is coming from around the country, and there is pressure already on housing stock. Although it's been in the newspaper in maybe a negative context, I think it's absolutely fantastic that the council has managed to keep Toyota here in the city, which is hundreds of jobs. There was the prospect that Toyota might have been moved, and so they did a fantastic job in securing that, which is good for all of us. The government's focusing on regional growth, and there's some really good projects happening in this area over the next several years. There's the $550 million Manawatu Gorge project for the alternate route. There's a $220 million ring road, and I know what you're thinking, and a second bridge, I know what you're thinking. It's been a long time coming, but it's really moving forwards now thanks to the added funding and focus, and I'm really rapt because that goes hand in hand with Kiwi Rail's regional freight hub, where they're moving the railway closer to the airport, and so that it's no longer splitting the city quite so much. I believe I'm correct on that one, in the plans, so that freight can get where it needs to go quickly, and they can build up the industrial and distribution area heading right out to Bunnythorpe. There's also the moves in defence, the Air Force and Army moving personnel here as well, 300 and 160 approximately, and they bring families, and this brings pressure onto the housing market. And the PNCC, I believe, are doing an exceptional job of trying to keep up with the housing supply, demand and supply. They had a little bit of lead-in time because regional markets take a bit longer to move up. We all saw Auckland move up and watched enviously for quite some time. And so now there's around about 500 new houses needed, according to the Mayor, every year. So, or at least at the moment, although that migration is still going. And the building consents are the highest they've been since the 90s. It's a very long-winded answer to say it's looking good. It shouldn't put you off. And I'll just get into the 5 secrets now. Although just before I do, if you ever want the very latest in what's happening with regards to real estate news and information, and localised to this area, as well as national and international, on our website we have a radio show, which is only ever a week old in terms of the news. And there's also a podcast called Property Matters, which is all about, we have special shows every now and then which are advice and tips. So that's something that you might be possibly interested in. So here we go.